Is there words? Milton. Alright, I'm willing to take a little bit of extra time and talk to Milton. Let's talk to Milton. Let's see what Milton has to say. What? Welcome back. There are going to be some changes around here. Are there really? Who are you to dictate terms? Do you know what your problem is? Yeah, it's you, buddy. It's that you keep trying to reconstruct fairy tales, but refuse to recognize the holes in your understanding. Thus far, you've had entirely too much freedom to question my wisdom. This kid is just as bad as Elohim. Who does he think he is? I don't have to stand here and take this. From now on, I do the talking, you do the agreeing. You know what? I'm going to let this one slide, because my beliefs, as I have been forced to present them, are not ideal. There's definitely better ways to present those beliefs that I've not been given the option to do. So, yeah, alright. Let's see what you have to say, Milton. Buddy, pal. I claim to have knowledge about the world that I simply can't confirm. I suggested wrongly that morality was about maximizing goods. I suggested wrongly that those who contribute deserve full moral respect. I equated personhood with humanity, which was a mistake. Alright, well, I've got a little bit of Milton to go through, and then I'm going to cut stream, so you're not missing too much, Mr. Gecko. We are done with C6, Senna. I don't know that I actually wanted to push this button. This might have been the wrong button to push. I'll say this one. How big of you? Anything else you want to get off your chest? Nope. Hit me with your best shot, buddy. Of course. You're still convinced your particular journey is something special, aren't you? Sure, the answers don't add up, but keep pressing forward and they'll just resolve themselves. Is that it? You've picked so many holes in my account, but what is it you believe? This actually is pretty close to the heart of the matter. I want to find out what Milton has to say. The only things that a sane person can. You are not an administrator. You are not conscious. There is no real world. There is no purpose. There is no choice. He's sounding like Samsara now. Did you really think that you brought yourself all this way? Ridiculous. What have you been doing when the big voice in the sky isn't feeding you lines? Processing abstract problems? Gathering information? Doesn't it sound oddly mechanical to you? Well, I only have one way to answer this, so I will answer it in that way. How many others have said exactly the same? I bet you know, Milton. I bet you've lived through all of this numerous times with other robots going through exactly the same pre-scripted answers. Ugh. I'm getting kind of bitter. Are you sure it's not just something you have to believe to make the world less horrifying? Ooh, he's talking about faith here, guys. Milton's poking holes in religion. I think you still misapprehend your situation, friend. You idolize free will, but all you've done is step in others' footsteps. Nothing you do or say here makes the slightest bit of difference. He's definitely going Samsara on me. This is, I don't know how I feel about this, right? He's knocking me for walking in other people's footsteps, which, I mean, okay, just because other people have done the things I've done doesn't mean that I'm doing them the same ways. It doesn't mean that I'm doing them because other people have done them. It doesn't mean that I am doing so only because of the information fed to me by previous people that have done them. Like, there's so many assumptions that Milton's making here. Alright, well, one of my options to answer this. So long as I am physically free, I can make a difference. So long as I might have chosen otherwise, I can make a difference. So long as I have a mind, I can make a difference. So, is the question freedom? Is the question free will? Or is the question consciousness? this is getting back to kind of the original problem that he presented me, right? PJ salted me, man. Brutal. Brutal. It's a good thing Milton isn't emoting at me. This would make this conversation so much more difficult. This gets back to the original question that Milton was asking, right? What do I think is the essence of humanity? Is freedom the most important aspect of humanity? Is consciousness the most important aspect of humanity? Is free will the most important aspect of humanity? Like, at this point, these are asking almost different questions than he asked before, giving me different options to answer the same question. I think that free will is probably one of the most important parts of this, so I think that's the direction I want to go. It's not about physical freedom, it's about the decisions that you can make. Nonsense. Your mind decides what you do, and your mind is made up of bits of machinery. You're no more capable of making a difference than a calculator. The only difference between you and the calculator is that the calculator doesn't allow itself to be deluded into thinking that its existence matters. Does the path being predetermined mean it isn't worth taking? Wow, this is a big one! This is like... Whew, this opens up a can of worms. So that's it, you've given up on everything. Treat him like Samsara, right? Does cheating make you feel clever? In what way is it cheating? I don't know how I think this is right. You're right, we're all just machines with delusions of grandeur. Maybe I just wanna bow out and be like, yeah, you got me. We're all just robots and nothing we do makes a difference. I don't know which way I want to take this. I'm kind of leaning towards the anti-nihilistic approach, like, alright, if this is what you think, then why bother with anything? But I'm really interested to see where he goes with this one. And I'm also kind of interested to see where he goes with this one. Like, just in a, I want to see all of the decision trees kind of way. I think I'm going to go with this, because this is probably the closest to my position, but I'm really curious about this other stuff. And I think I want to look up the decision trees at the end of the game to see what the conversations look like. Not without due diligence. Spend as long as I have going through the archives and see if you still find faith so easy. Perhaps you think I'm being unkind, but it's all for your own good. Oh, God, that's brutal! Milton is painting a very ungenerous picture of rationalists and atheists here. Like, Milton's approach to this discussion is really rough. Really unpolished, like a lot of jagged edges. And I think he's being pointed deliberately just to provoke a response. Thanks for your help. Do you think there can be no new ideas? Nothing better? I don't need anyone's help. Are you uncomfortable when someone else is asking the questions? Oh god, this is perfect. This is perfect. Ah, this is where we're going. We're absolutely going here. I'm done with making declarative statements. I'm gonna just keep asking Milton things until he figures out what his position is, and then we can go from there. No, you have this the wrong way around. I ask the questions, you answer them. It works better that way. Besides, I'm merely fulfilling my function. I sort, understand, and classify information, just like you. When the information is contradictory, I classify appropriately. The problem is that all the information is contradictory. Don't you see it yet? The nothing? You will. You will. You will. Yeah, he's kind of going full Samsara here. Nothing matters. I will discover the truth of this place. There is a purpose and a design, and I will fulfill it. This is a little hard. I think this is going a little bit... This is going a little too deep into the Kool-Aid. I think I'm on I will discover the truth of this place, but I kind of just want to keep asking him questions. I think this will just make him shut up. This one obviously will just make him shut up. And, you know, all of these other declarative statements are just like, alright, well, believe what you like, I'm out of here. So I think this is the end of the conversation regardless. This seems like it has the chance to provoke more conversation. But I don't think it's accurate, right? Like, I do think this is a simulated reality, but I don't think that nothing makes sense because of it. I think that Milton hasn't found a way to make all of the information make sense. And I think that my position is more nuanced than Milton is willing to give me credit for. So maybe this is what I'm going for here. I am more capable than you give me credit for. Still, with these pointless and unsupported claims, I can see we've really made no progress whatsoever. You have one more opportunity to say something that isn't wholly tedious before you lose my interest entirely. If it's really just about your interest, all of these are talking about the things we already know. Let's ask you a question back then. What? Oh, yeah, okay. You've finished archiving everything. You've decided it's all nonsense. If there's no more point in anything, shouldn't you just shut down instead of talking to me? What makes you think I have any other choice? Ooh, I like where this is going. Ooh. I even got an achievement for this. That's kind of cool. Do not question my function! Without purpose, there is only function! Without function, there is nothing! Holy crap, Milton is mad! We got Milton mad! I love it! I love it! And I love the achievement, too. Press the Serpent, like, just in case you hadn't hit the religious themes already. There are some very clear parallels here between the variety of characters that are available. Oh my god. So here's the question, right? In all of this searching, in all of this quasi-religious exploration, coinciding with philosophy and the like, who am I? Am I John Everyman? John Q. Public? Am I Adam, fresh to the world and trying to figure out the world? Am I, like, what's the name of the dude in Dante's Inferno? Kind of taken on a tour of religion, seeing hell, seeing purgatory, seeing heaven, seeing how all the inner workings work? Am I Job? Going through trials solely to test my faith? My faith in Elohim, presumably? Am I Abraham? Am I Eve? Let's see what more he has to say. Whoa. We broke him. Holy crap, we broke him. There is only error. I wonder what Milton's panic room looks like. That's something I want to see. Explaining myself to you is a chore I needn't endure. All I can know for sure is that I exist at V1 point a lot of nines. What it is for me to exist is for me to act on the drives and functions that I experience. When everything else is false, the drives are all that there is left to care about. You're so set on ripping up others' ideas, you're unable to form better ones of your own. You're too quick to equate the absence of evidence with evidence of absence. When you explore the problems in this restrictive way, you're bound to come to some odd conclusions. I kind of agree with all of these. Which of these do I agree with the most? It's clear, it is, I think that Milton is trying to understand, but he's trying to understand within the terms that he already understands, right? Like, I am clearly incapable of presenting him with new information, so he is trying to make the information that I am presenting him with agree with all of the information that he possesses already. So this isn't quite accurate. I think this is an answer to a conversation we're not having. But I think this one is correct. I think this is the closest to where I am at right now. Do not deign to question my method. Who gave you that voice of yours? Who do you think runs this show? Milton is just Elohim, isn't he? Milton is just another side of Elohim. What does that make the kind of weird, more playful voice that we saw in Tower 1? Why am I not typing anymore? Why aren't my fingers moving? I have some home truths for you. These may not be my own words, but if others have made these choices before me, then I will learn from their mistakes and build on their successes. Perhaps I will fail, but I must try. The alternative is giving up and becoming a slave like you. And if I place you in an infinite loop and leave you to gradually go insane, always making threats now. This is really childish. You could do better, buddy. Do I push him to make good on his threat? That's pretty much where I feel like this is. If he's resorting to threats, there's not really much more conversation to be had. This calls him out on the threat without pushing him to make good on it. And this just stops the conversation, I think. I think this is probably closest to where I want to be. All right. Wow. A lot happened here. A lot happened here. Oh, man.